right, welcome back to Build Your Legacy Insurance Edition podcast. What's going on, Travis?
Nothing much, Bill. How are you, man?
I'm good. So I've got one question to start this whole thing.
Okay.
What does 6'7" mean?
Oh, gosh, please. Don't start that with me because that has been running rampant in my house. I have tried to research this, and when everybody tells you it means nothing, but your kids are continuing to do it, and I'm stuck in the middle of flag football season with 6-year-olds, and that's all I see, 6'7". We've even named a play 6'7".
Oh, why not?
I mean, and the kids love it. That's all they want to run.
Or you just wait till you get a group of them in the car, and I'm sitting there going, okay, it's going to be $1 each time somebody says 6'7" here.
Goodness gracious.
And I guess it's not even 6'7". It's 6'7". How do you even say it?
You know, my 6-year-old son is more of a 6'7" guy, you know, and you got to get the hands into it. I don't understand it, but it's what the kids like these days.
Yeah, it's well, you know, something that's going on. They say it's good for kids, whatever that means. I don't know. But
I was going to say, when I Googled it and didn't really see anything like bad about it, I was like, okay, well, you know, I thought back to my younger days, and I'm sure we had stupid stuff like this that we said or did.
Hey, at least from North Carolina, at least Ball had a little bit to do there because I think he says he's 6'7".
Yeah,
so that works.
There you go. There you go.
Bring some Charlotte Hornets and some North Carolina into it.
Love it. Well, look, we wanted to get on here today because you actually put a post out here recently within our company-wide sort of teams chat, talking about the importance of organic growth within an agency. And I know we talk about a ton of different topics when we get on these things, but I don't want to lose sight of what's the most important piece for any agency, no matter where their lifespan is, and thought it was a good topic for us to discuss today.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something that was just kind of hitting on me, and I wanted to make sure the whole agency understands. What you see a lot of times is producers understand the need for new business.
Right.
And they understand the need for growth.
Right.
And sometimes the rest of the agency doesn't really get it.
Yeah.
And then I say it as well, and sometimes the producers are selfish in their thinking about growth and new business, and they just want it for themselves.
Right. Yeah.
And what I was trying to get across for the agency, for us, was the importance for everybody.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that's kind of what drove me to write that letter to everybody, so we all understood and got on the same page of what new business and what growth means.
Yeah. You hit on a number of key points within the post. And of course, the first one that comes to mind is revenue, right? You know, I mean, you've got to generate new revenue to continue growing. And that naturally comes through that organic growth, through that new business. But there's some other pieces to it as well.
Yeah, the revenue's the easy piece, right? You write new business, you
everybody
grow,
understands
does
that.
it, but everything kind of falls in line. And so, you know, as we have a lot of sports memorabilia up here, new business and organic growth to me is like scoring a goal.
Yeah.
It builds the energy.
It does.
So that energy is needed.
Yeah.
You know, for the agency to just start taking off.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people maybe don't like soccer as much as football or basketball. Is there some matches where the 0-0 and the energy is just a little different?
Right.
As soon as that first goal goes in, the energy just takes off.
Yeah.
And so that's the new business side. So the more we can get going with the goals, the points, the new business, the growth, that energy just feeds off of everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, it's great for the just overall culture of an organization.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because that's the energy, right?
That's the energy. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it gets people excited to come to work, gets people excited to go out and find more new business, you know, find ways to write, you know, new business for existing clients, those types of things.
Well, it helps that competitive side. That one producer writes it, the other one wants to write it. The other one wants to get in the club. And all of a sudden now, depending on how many producers your agency has, everybody's trying to do their part
on it
for the team.
Yeah.
In that way, they're like, I don't want to be left behind.
Yep.
I want to do this as well.
I want to be part of the club.
That's
for
right.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I think the other thing you hit on, which we talk about it a lot with relationships with your partners.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It really helps build that reputation as a trusted point of distribution to help that carrier achieve their goals.
You're absolutely right. If we are writing more business with carriers, the more they're going to look to us as the specialist, as the professional person that's doing it. The better our submissions are, the more we're hitting on it, they're looking to us going, you guys know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I also say that flips to the clients that the agency has is the better the relationship we can have with the carrier, the more we can have better conversations with the carrier to make sure that client's taken care of correctly and gets the right pricing.
Right.
I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's a huge deal. We talk all the time about quoting and praying. We don't want to be in that role, right? If you're writing new business, if you've got the right relationships, you're going to go in with more of a like risk advisor style approach than just trying to put a number on a spreadsheet to be the best one, right? And that's definitely going to make a difference.
Yeah, the more business you write, and I think we can go to another episode at a different time, but I think it does help when you have the right amount of markets.
Right.
Because if you have too many markets, even if you're writing a lot of business, you may be spreading it out where it doesn't give you that feel with one carrier.
Right.
So you want to really match up your speed of writing new business and growth to get that best bang for your buck with the carriers. Because you do want each carrier to see you writing a lot of business.
Right. Right.
As an agency, you don't want to write a ton of business, but just write one piece with every carrier.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to load up a carrier.
You want to keep them fed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep them fed. And I think the other thing too, kind of circling back on the staff side, the culture side, like repetition. You're going to get better at writing new business the more you do it, right?
Yeah,
so the repetition of writing and taking things to market is only going to increase your success ratio from a producer, an account manager, or even just with that particular company. The more you engage with them,
absolutely,
the more opportunities you give them, the better you're going to be overall as an organization.
I don't want to say the last piece, but one of the last pieces I wrote was certainly for every other employee at an agency that's not the producer. The producer in most agencies is paid commission splits, so they know how their money is coming into their pocket, into their bank account. But everybody else is looking at it as, do we get a cost of living raise or what do we get? How do we raise people? And if you don't have growth and you don't have new business to fuel that growth,
makes it tough.
You don't have money to give people a raise.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want for our agency. That's not what we want our partners to experience. I think it's just one of those things. The more you get it, the more you will be able to pay people more, hire more people, and maybe even hire the people that hire resources for the people that you already have to better their job.
Yeah. It's strategic investments in the business.
Absolutely.
Right? And that can be people, that can be technology, that can be more marketing, whatever it might be, right, in today's day and age. But it's that revenue generation from new organic growth that's going to allow you to make those investments. And what I tell everybody all the time when I'm going through the process of talking to a new prospect is, you're entering a phase of life where you're competing for business and you're competing for talent. And so at the end of the day, the way to compete for talent in the marketplace is to write more business, generate more income, like you said, to be able to give people careers, not necessarily jobs. Right. And so you have to be able to factor in those types of cost of living raises, make sure you're taking care of your people, and revenue from growth is what's going to allow you to do that.
Yeah. And this focus, growth is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But new business fueling the growth.
Correct.
The issue too is if you're not writing new business, you're not growing because the markets, maybe you did for this year or last year. The market was hard. We were getting some rate. That's not going to happen forever.
Correct.
And you're not going to retain 100% of your clients.
Correct.
So if you have a good retention at 93 or 95% and the rate is just flat for everybody, you've shrunk.
Yeah.
Without new business.
Yeah.
So you need to get that new business to help grow the agency.
I think that's one of the biggest challenges we've seen for independent agencies. And I know that's probably a different topic, when we get into trends. But I think that's one of the biggest challenges we've seen for agencies over the last year or two with the hard market is they are seeing these rate increases. They are seeing growth to the bottom line, but they're not driving the organic growth, or they're struggling to drive the organic growth, which to your point means at some point when the market softens, when that rate flattens, that's going to come home to roost.
Very much so.
And so that's the importance of that organic growth and making it a priority in your agency on a daily basis.
Yeah. And we see it with carriers now too, is they're definitely grading agents on PIF count as much as premium growth because they want to see both. Because if you're just growing on the premium side, but you're not on the PIF side, they know what happens next year or the following year.
They know what's coming as they make their changes.
Absolutely.
For sure. Well, I thought it was a great post.
I appreciate it.
For the organization as a whole. But then the other side is I know, like I said, we talk about a lot of things, but let's not lose sight of if you're running an agency, if you're starting an agency, wherever you are in that lifespan, it needs to be a priority and a focus for you. Sort of specialize and spend your time there.
What's that? New business helps everybody. Helps the owner, helps the staff, helps the producer, helps the client, helps the carrier.
100%.
I don't know anybody it doesn't help.
Yeah. And we love helping people.
That's right. That's what we're about.
Well, look, man, great to see you.
Good seeing you.
Good luck with your 6-7 stuff. And
that's right.
We'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. See you.
See you guys.
Thanks for tuning in. You can catch our Build Your Legacy Insurance Edition podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, or send us over a topic recommendation at podcast@siaofnc.com. If you're interested in learning more about what we do, visit us online at www.siaofnc.com. We hope you enjoyed our newest episode. See you next week.